Right, now Doug, welcome to Western Australia. Now you're on this road trip around Australia. Tell me why you're doing this trip.
Because I wanted to do 52,000 k in 52 weeks to celebrate the end of my 85th year.
Okay.
It's all in the 1 year. I had to do Australia clockwise, New Zealand clockwise, and then Australia anti-clockwise.
So you've ended up, this is the last trip?
Yes, another 6,000 I will have achieved my 52,000 k.
And you finished up with a shorter route, of course, because going round anti-clockwise is a bit shorter.
23 kilometres difference, so the experts tell me. I don't believe it.
Now, apparently you've done quite a bit of riding in your time.
I've ridden through 19 countries and I've done well over 3 million miles.
3 million miles?
Yep.
My God. So when did you first start riding?
When I was 14 and a half.
Okay, go on, what was your first bike?
A 26 side valve AJS.
Wow.
Cost me £1, which was more than a week's pay. First year apprentice motorbike mechanic, 15 shillings a week, $1.50.
My goodness. And how many bikes have you had over that?
Over 400 bikes.
400?
Yeah, I still had 28 when I retired 26 years ago.
This one you're on now, how does this compare to some of the older bikes you had?
A lot better, now it's been fixed.
I understand Dale Britton did a good job and sorted it out for you, hopefully.
Yes.
Yeah, and they looked after you, which was very good of them.
Very good. His price that he charged me was more than generous, in my opinion.
It was really good, was it?
Well, a lot of it was warranty.
Yeah.
But the chain and things like that, well, that's not warranty, that's just wear and tear.
Yeah.
And he was exceptionally generous with the cost of that. Had an oil change filter and the new chain plus a new sprocket that he talked me into getting. So I can't complain.
Fantastic. Now this is obviously the Hyosung Aquila.
Yep.
650?
250, mate. Why would you want a 650 when a 250 will do it for a quarter of the price, cost-wise and maintenance-wise?
A 250cc. You are going round Australia on a 250cc.
Yes, and don't you start me on that subject. I've had that many people criticise me. Yeah, you can't go around Australia on a 250. I have personally ridden through every desert in Australia on my own. The Simpson 9 times, and there's 8 different ways of crossing the Simpson. A lot of people don't realise that. And a 250, I've done it from a Tenere 600 back to a 250 farm Kawasaki KV 250, which I found more than suitable because it has 2 side stands, and when you get 17 punches from Steep Point, West Australia, the end of the world, to Byron Bay, 17 punches, you find the 2 side stands are essential.
I would imagine they would be. I would imagine they would be. Now, mate, you're obviously, sitting a long time on your saddle. Yep. I understand you've been looked after by the Airhawk people.
Yes.
And what's it like? Good seat?
Yes. Not safe on mountain switchback roads.
Slide off it.
No, because when you lean one way, the air transfers to the other side and lifts you up an extra 5 degrees. Once you get used to it, you realise that you're leaning over more than what the bike's leaning over.
Oh, wow.
But on the straight going, you wouldn't wish for anything better. Well, there's my mileages each day. 560, 580, 590, 588, 545, 594, 588. You would be surprised travelling around Australia how so many service fuel stops are 270 to 276 apart. Evidently that was the distance a horse could travel back in the old days, and that's why they built a rough shed which then become a roadhouse.
Roadhouses, yeah.
And so many of them were 276 is a very constant distance between fuel stops.
Yeah, and what are you getting out of the Aquila for a full tank?
I'm getting, the best I've got is 32 to the litre, 32k, and that was with a tailwind. The worst I ever got was with a severe headwind, 23k to the litre.
That's still not bad, is it? And what sort of speeds are you travelling at? Just sticking to 100, 110? You've got to say that.
Only idiots do that. I sit on 95 to 100.
Yeah, that's what you
But
said.
I vary my speed. 3 or 4 times a day I'll take it to 110, even 120. I never run at constant speed.
Yeah.
If it's a strong headwind, I might do 85.
Yeah, and I see you've got a cruise control fitted.
Yes, well, I've got to.
Yeah.
I have to have that because of that.
Oh, right, okay.
That's my muscles snapped off my shoulders. I've got no muscles holding that arm on.
Mate, you're doing a good job. I've spoken to a couple of people, one of them being Chris Crocott, who's sort of, I think, lending you a bit of a hand and sorting out bits and pieces for
Doing
you.
more than a hand.
Is he?
He put me on that bloody Facebook, used the password, forgot what it was without telling me, and everyone watches it. What about this bloke? I can't get it on my computer.
Now, tell me, I don't know if you mind me saying this or not, but you're not at the best of health at the moment.
I've got cancer,
Yeah.
which is a bit serious, but I don't let it worry me.
Good.
I'm a great believer in the thing between your ears is your best medication. They told me back in 2002, October the 16th, I'll never forget that day, Doug, if you don't have your prostate out, we don't like taking it out at your age. If you don't have it out, you won't see Christmas. And I laughed at him. And the surgeon said, there's no joking matter. I've never had people laugh when I've told them they've got serious cancer. What's the joke? I said, I'm too busy to have it out. He said, what do you mean you're too busy? I said, I'm flying down to the Antarctica camping. I've booked a camping tour down on the Antarctica. He said, cancel it. I said, I don't pay $11,000 to cancel anything.
In 1990s, I think you took a trip to India a couple of times, did you? You did a bit in India?
1997, I took a trip to India, or I wouldn't be here now talking to you.
Really? Why is that?
I lost the wife in 96. We'd been together 49 years. I went troppo, to be quite honest, for a year. My doctor said, Doug, get on your bike and go before you finish up in the nut house.
Yeah.
No, not interested. My old mate Mike Ferris rang me up a week later to say he's off to India. What about coming? Wasn't interested. I thought about what the doc said, rang him back. I said, yeah, I'll go. I came back, everything was reversed. I felt so selfish, so inconsiderate, completely in the land and naughty, as far as I was concerned, had the wrong approach to everything. To see the Indian people living in a mud hut, no materialistic bloody things in the kitchen or the bathroom or anything, nothing. And they're such a happy lot of people.
I dare say after seeing this, a lot of people will, whether you want them to be or not, I think you will be an inspiration to a heck of a lot of people.
I've heard that word many times.
I think you will. You're certainly an inspiration to me. You've certainly opened my eyes a lot, and with what you've said in the interview today, I reckon it's absolutely amazing what you're doing. It's incredible. I hope you go on to do more. In your time travelling, have you ever got lost?
Many times. In India, I got sick of the Ferris group dawdling along like a bunch of bloody hillbillies, so I turned round and give the Enfield the go, and I got lost completely. But I don't bother with maps. There's my map.
Yeah.
And someone says, is that the only maps you have? I said, yep. Mad. I said, the best fun in life is travelling. The second best fun is getting lost. Why is that good? Because you go places and see things you would never have decided to see in the first place.